week over everything that I saw this week. Um, today was a short week. Excuse me. Um, yeah, basically just looking at the reactions and seeing where I would have entered, see what if I gotten stopped out, all that, blah 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 blah, whatever. Okay, so right here, this is pre-market, but I don't care. I'm just gonna like go over the reactions, like specifically just that. So we tap into this 5 minute right here or 15 minute. This looks like a 15 minute actually. Um, and what we do is start chopping around, blah blah blah. We're still respecting this big gap, but as soon as this gap is disrespected, you're going to this low, and I don't know if there's any lows that I have targeted, but doesn't seem like it to be honest. But you can at least target this low. And we are definitely bearish. So, we don't get an inverse until like all the way down here. So what you can do, you're freaky, is you can wait to see this 1 minute, how this 1 minute is rejected from. We get this nice flip right here, but we sweep out this low in like while doing that. We come back into this gap. We get this candle is not bad if you want to go and retake those lows. But like also, and right here, you could put your stop at this high just because that gap is completely filled. It was come back to a second time, and we got a reaction out of this. So if we're going higher, like if we come to this high, we're going higher. If we're not, then we're gonna go to at least this low. You'll break even at that low, and yeah, I would have smacked the 1-to-1. Can't hold it this low. You have to hold it to at least there, but you could have gotten a little bit out of that. And then yeah, just like this week's price action was like thoroughly terrible in my opinion. Um, so this is what we're doing, right, whatever. Obviously here making lower lows and lower highs. Right here we get a strong displacement above this high. We come all the way up here, we retrace into this 5 minute gap, and then what you want to see is this gap basically get flipped on, right? We flip on it. Hold on. So yeah, this is filled all the way. This low should be protected if we're going higher, but you gotta wait for a confirmation. This is a good candle to enter on, but we can always reject from here and go lower. But yeah, as soon as this fair value gets respect like that, um, you can enter there if you want. I wouldn't though, because this fair value I can still get traded back into like I did here, and your risk reward is fucking garbage if you're holding to this high. Like that's not even a 1-to-1. Obviously, you just total to 1-to-1 right here. But to get a better entry, I would say, just because we're not only like kind of choppy, um, but what was I saying? But like if you look at the price action, we're not just continuation day. We're not just shooting to one spot. We are filling like every single imbalance. So as soon as this is done, this or rally gap, if we trade back into this, you can take a limit there. Honestly, that's a pretty confident entry, but my most confident entry would probably be the reaction out of it at least stops below this fair value gap. And if you take it to the same spot, you change it from a 1 RR. Well, 1 RR was like right here. So you change to a 1 RR to a 2.4 RR. So you multiply your profit by 2.4. Just by doing that, recognizing conditions and recognizing that we probably will retrace um into a fair value gap and do whatever. This trade took a fucking minute to hit though. Yeah, a little over half an hour. But this fair value gap should hold. This is an example of something like a gap tap that I would take. Just because that inverse play, it's good, but like it's just not good risk reward wise. Um, what else? What else? What else? This is a 5 minute gap. Not confident on that inverse. If you really want to take this, I would say you can enter here and go break even at that high, but you instantly get breaking even. Um, that's gonna happen when you're that close to that high. Um, what was I saying? Yeah, as soon as we get a reaction out of this fair value gap like that, we're probably going higher. And it's just like, dude, like this price action was just so bad. You got a 5 minute gap right here, right before market close. So like there's no way in hell you're taking this, right? Actually we get a 5 minute gap tap right here, I believe. Yeah, because the 5 minute gap was this. We tap it and instantly displays like that. This is just not an entry I would take. What I would take is this. We tap a little deeper into it, and then we get this and then this. This right here is pretty clear to me that we we don't want to go higher at all. Just because you're so low too, you catch a little bit of a retrace. Stops at this high because let's be honest, if you're going to that high, you're probably gonna go to that high and take it wherever your targets are. Here, mm, I'd have to look at the higher time frame, but that's a good low to target. That's not bad. I would say honestly, I would just hold it to this low, just and that's a 2R right there. But let's say you held a runner or something, you can hold it to this low or something, 3.5 for R. But yeah, that's a really good reaction from that gap, as you can see. What do we do here? What do we do right here, right? We tap into it and then we reject, but there's nothing we're really rejecting. There's just this one bullish candle and there's no other structure here. Right here, we're slowly chopping, chopping. We come up here and these two big candles, we close below this right here. And like all these, order blocks or whatever, it's all disgraced on, I don't know. I don't know how to word that, but that's the only trades on Monday. All of them are at like weird times too, and just bad price action. So I don't remember if I took anything that day. Um, this is a 15-minute gap, I believe. Okay, so for a pre-market short, you have this fat fair value gap right here. You're in this 15-minute gap where you expect to reject from. When this is inversed, which is in this big candle, this low is pretty free. But so the thing is, right, you can enter right there, stops. eh. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, stops would be right there. And yeah, TP would be at 1RR. But if you want to catch a better risk reward, you wait for something like a tap back and a rejection from it. Bring your stops a little lower. 1.5 risk reward, just like that. That is a little bit of a sketchier trade, I'm not gonna lie. It's not very clean model necessarily, but it does do the job. Market opens right here, chop around a bunch. We display slower. Remember this day, New Year's Eve. Display slower. We flip. We respect this. We go higher, and then we flip again, and then we flip again, and then we start getting some bearish movement. And then we displace below this low, and we have this is a 15-minute for value. Yep, yeah, it has to be. And the draw would be down here, right, that you're targeting. So you get kind of close to it. You come into the 15-minute, right? See it by this high too. Great. You get a nice flip right here. So the thing is for this trade, let's see. This is how you would lay it probably. So this is a nice gap. You want to see inverse. We have a nice gap down here, right? So that gets inverse with nice speed. You go in one con, your stop loss at the high, and TP down here, right? So you play out the candles or whatever. As soon as this is inverse, you get a retracement and you add to your position. Honestly, bro, I'm not gonna lie. I probably should have been in like two cons here. Uh, so honestly, right here, you should go break even because we shouldn't really show any resistance at this part. I believe, yeah, it will break even you. See if we get an entry, right? Mm, mm, mm. Okay. Okay. Sweep again. Holy, like, bro, that's a great flip from that gap. Like, there's no way you'd have confidence. But let's say this gets inversed and we get a good close. Yeah, no, this is just nothing I would take. Look, oh, yeah, no, this is you can't take anything from this, in my opinion. That's good, right? If we don't sweep at this low and we get a retracement, I'd enter into a position. Yeah, just like that. Okay, right? You expect this gap to hold, and you want to see these lows at least. Okay, okay, we're just chopping, we're just chopping. Huh. Well, I guess my stop was too tight. Yeah, but like this is exactly why you just don't trade this choppy price action, bro. Because like it's showing everything bearish right here. We come here, we retrace all the way back up into this gap again. We displace down here. We don't sweep out this low. We have this fat imbalance. Does respect it, but it wicks up so high. Then we get this big ass Drake out of nowhere, bro. Like it's just not it's not readable. That's what the problem is. It's not you can't you can't predict it, kind of, like there's no good data with those types of days, Um, that was this day, right? No, no, that was still. Oops, excuse me. No, it was still New Year's Eve. Okay, so I have nothing else. Obviously, Wednesday was New Year's holiday. Let's go over here. All right, react from something, right? We get displacement below this low, right here. 15-minute gap. We tap into it. We get a beautiful rejection out of it. This is enough for me to enter. I would say like 3/4 of my size, and just to be safe, because that was a good inverse too. So I'd enter just off the inverse, and my draw would be lower, right? If the draw, yeah, I believe London lows were like somewhere over here. So yeah, I can literally just target that and I'll be fine. Um, but yeah, so we inverse that, we retrace into this gap, we displace through it again. Okay, this is a safe stop. You add onto your position. Let me just go and replay, right? Okay. So we tap into this 15-minute gap. We got displacement and everything, right? We look like we will be bullish if we go through this gap. So let's see if we go through this gap. No, we don't. We look like we are, and then we get an instant big flip like that. We close just like that. All right. Enter 3/4 of your position, right? Stops. I'm not gonna lie, like I'm putting my stops there every single time. Um, let's see, I'll just target this low. Um, so yeah, let's play it out, right? Tap into that, right? We get a little scary, but as long as we flip out of this, right? Oh my God, bro. All right, we inverse that gap. All you want to do is like a wait for retracement inside of this gap, at least I would say, and I'd add on to my position. Okay. Well, I don't know if we're actually gonna go back there, but you can move your stops to here, right? We're filling in this gap, putting on a better fill, but that's whatever. We need to see rejection now. Um, Honestly, that was actually a sketchy add-on just because you kind of want to be break even with add-ons. Or if you're adding on, you want to make sure your risk is, less than your original position or something. So, um, and then yeah, now if we just place below that low, we're free in my opinion. Oh my fucking God. Okay. Well, it would have hit like that. So yeah, that was actually not a bad trade, but again, that's pre-market and I'm not on during that. So couldn't even fucking see that shit. It's whatever. I'm not mad. It's whatever. Definitely not mad. Um, okay, yeah, that was pre-market. What do we do? So 9:30, right? Oh my God, I hate this fucking day, bro. Okay, 9:30 opens. We displace below this low. We look like we're going lower. We flip all the way up. We're like, oh, bet we're gonna come sweep this high. No, we flip again down here. We start chopping around a shit ton. And then like dead ass, there's absolutely zero setups for me here. Only setup I could have taken was a inverse to this fucking low. That would have been like a point 0.1 risk reward. Like, I'm never taking that in my fucking life. Tap into this 50-minute gap, right? Or honestly, that could be like an hourly gap or something. I don't even know. No, probably not. I'm probably like a 30-minute gap. Um, but it also could be an hourly. Um, you just chop around, bro. And like as soon as these fair value gaps are inverse, like yeah, you could take that, but I'm not taking that. And then yeah, we just sweep those lows, chop around more. Um, yeah, that right here was a trade that I took. We came into a 5-minute gap right here. We inverse this gap right here. I thought we were at least gonna go to that low so I can go break even. But we didn't. And honestly, I should not have held for that long. I think the full loss. I should have just um what was I saying? Yeah, I shouldn't have held for the full loss. I should have seen how he rejected from this order block, I guess, and started going back up. Like there's this for value gap, but like when we're this low, are we really gonna retrace up to there to then sweep that low? No. So that is another thing. Um Asia session trade. Oh my God, this is so clean. This is exactly what I want to fucking look for, bro. All of these fucking like really good setups have been happening either pre-market or Asia session. Asia session. Like we tap into this 15-minute gap, right? We have this nice imbalance right here. We inverse it with speed. And yes, we do have targets. Hold on. Man, I don't know. I probably would have gone broken even on this. Yeah, just because of choppy conditions. But like, bro, this flip is so fucking pretty, bro. We inverse that so nicely. You enter right here, right? Now, if you did have like decent break even rules, like you would have gone break even, but like only reason why I could put your stop there is just because this is technically a BPR. We're not going to come back there. There's no fair value gaps, no imbalance, there's no order block. Like I can really almost confidently put my stop here, but just in case we wick a little bit, I'll put it a little lower. Um, but yeah, I'm expecting this to go up higher to these highs, right? Um, how you would play this is because there's a liquidity sweep inside of an imbalance, is you'd probably go break even there. You retrace to absolutely fucking nothing, and then we go up there. Um, which is unfortunate, but like under good market conditions, that won't happen, which we have not been seeing a lot of recently. So it's like either you take more losses with a chance of getting more wins, or you'll break even and probably get break even on like the majority of your trades, like 75% of your trades. So it's it's hard to see like because you're gonna see more losses, but you're also gonna see probably like the same amount of wins, maybe a little bit more. Or you can just have risk free, get break even 75% of the time and still have your like loss to win ratio the same. So it's like you're gonna be having a win rate of like 15% if you're counting the break evens. Like that is like it just there's no point of even putting risk on the fucking table. Just wait for market conditions to clean up a little bit. This is Friday, right? Blah blah blah. So this is interesting, because we displace up high, blah blah blah. We sweep that high, we displace below this low, but we tap into a 15 minute and we get a nice V shape out of it. So it's hard, kind of. There was the 3 minute right here, and we were looking like we're about to inverse this 1 minute. I'm probably would have taken that, but then again, I do have to look that we tapped into a unmitigated 15 minute. We got a beautiful flip out of it, and like we're kind of no, there's no real trend. I'm not gonna lie. No, there is. There definitely is. We're kind of just bullish. So. Unless this low was taken out and we're going lower, like probably shouldn't have been bearish there. I think that probably would have been a stupid short just because of the flip off the 15. But flip off the 15 could have taken that. But like again, if you took that at 10:23, would have hit at 11:54. That's not good price action. And yeah, that's it for the week. So this week has probably been one of the worst weeks, I would say. There was there was absolutely zero A plus setups this week. There was absolutely none, unless it was in pre-market or in Asia session, which I don't trade any of those. Um, I'm trying to think, like maybe I know I probably shouldn't, but maybe I should dabble in pre-market and um Asia session, because Asia session, yes, there's low volume, but if you're seeing low volume, just don't trade. Like I would say like every Asia session, there's one or two good setups that I could take. Like there's a decent amount of them sometimes. Sometimes Asia session just fucking consolidates. And when it's doing that, I won't trade that. But like, let's say we get a good displacement and we get a 5 minute gap, get 5 minute gap tap. Asia session usually is pretty clean with it. Um, just because I feel like honestly, Asia session probably has just like one target for the whole session, just because it has so low volatility, doesn't actually make it anywhere on the charts. So the DOL is super easy, and you just gotta make sure it's not chopping crazy and take something. But I don't know about that. I'd much rather just do pre-market or something. But then that would mean I'd have to wake up probably at like 7:45, 8 every morning, because like earliest I'll trade probably would be 8, and the latest I would trade is 9:15 for pre-market, just because when you get that close to market open, sometimes it does consolidate and like do some weird shit. Um, but yeah, like because all the pre-market trades that I've been seeing like have been super clean um until like that 9:15 mark. Or at it sometimes, but I wouldn't do that. But like I don't know. It wouldn't hurt. Maybe I'll be forward testing it for like the month of January or something like that, because price action should start to pick up now. And if it doesn't, and if it's like not clean, and let's say like the trades that I would take, I don't have a good win rate on or something, or the risk reward is always off, then I won't take it, or I won't do it. But honestly, I'm kind of open to the idea of trading pre-market. Uh, And like if I have an eval or something that I want to have fun with, I could do Asia session too. But like for fundeds, I mean, like pre-market might not be bad. But yeah, I think I'll give it to the end of January, and today's January 5th, so we have 3, 4 weeks left. And so yeah, 15 trading days. If there's not a setup if there's not a setup five, I know there will be, but like if 5 of the 15 have setups, or let's say 6 out of 15 have setups, I'll start trading pre-market, to be honest, because that's about the same of like A plus setup for normal market conditions, and it hasn't been that good recently. So yeah, that's it for the weekly recap. I think this recap has been a while, but it was a good look at what shitty price action is, why you don't take shit, and like also just like flips in general, how to react from these gaps and the usual stuff, I guess. Just the usual stuff.